Hey you guys, this is Poetic LadyChelle and I'm back with another video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Um, I'm back. I just visit my mom yesterday. I went to visit my mom, and a few minutes ago I went to visit a friend of mine. And so just been sitting here just enjoying life, just reminiscing about different situations. And I can't believe the year's almost out. I get confused sometimes because I'll be looking this way, looking at myself, but I realize if you look that way, look at the camera, it's like a habit, like you try to look at yourself in the camera. But let me look this way. But anyway, um, I just went to visit a friend, a dear friend of mine, and then also I have another girlfriend. She does Zoom with ladies, um, different her friends. You know, we get together, we interact, and express our feelings on different situations. So I decided, because the year is almost out, I decided I'm gonna start back working on some of my spoken words because I'm a spoken word artist, and I have a lot of spoken words that's just out there. Like Prince said, just sitting in the vault that I never did anything with. I moved to California in 2011, and then I returned home in 2015. When I was in California, I was doing my own thing every day, every night. I was always writing and I was performing, and I was in a lot of different spoken word events. And also, I was doing some modeling when I was out there. And it's like in California, it's always something to do. You're never bored. It's never a bored moment. So I really enjoyed living in California, but I just started missing my family, and then that's why I returned back home. But I realized since I came back home, I'm not really doing anything. I'm just chilling with my family, my grandchildren, and there's nothing wrong with that. But still, you have to live your life and do you. So my goal for next year, well, I'm getting to start now. You know, I want to start working out more, exercising. You know, even if I'm just exercising at home, I want to start exercising. Or if I could find a gym or somewhere to go that's open, you know, because of the corona virus. A lot of places are not open, so I know I might have to work out at home, go on YouTube and find some, you know, different workout programs. And so that's a goal for next year, but I'm starting now because I'm gonna start my goals now. And then also, I want to start back writing and performing. So, like I said, a lot of places are not open because of the corona. You know, but even if I could have like small events, maybe, you know, 3 or 4 people in my home, or I go to someone else's home, you know, just doing a little performing. Because that's one thing about me with being a spoken word artist. When I'm going through things, I love to write. That's like my healing, writing. You know, and I could write a song or a poem, whatever you want to call it. I could write a poem or a works song or any whatever terminology you want to use. I could write it before that day is over with. I could start writing, and before that day is over with, I have a song, spoken word, like I said, whatever you want to call it. But I really do miss performing. I really do. I miss performing because when I was in California, I was always doing something. At least twice a month, I was in a spoken word event. So my thing is, just because I'm not in California now, I could still continue writing, you know, and doing things that make me happy. You know, and I realized I went through a lot this year, and my family went through a lot too. My mother, in January, I had surgery because I had diverticulitis, and I had surgery, and then um, they had to remove half of my intestines and my ovary, and so that was a lot that I went through. And then my mom, she had the coronavirus, and we really thought that she wasn't gonna make it. I mean, the whole family was scared. We was calling each other every day, trying to give the updates of, you know, how she was recovering, but she made it through. My mom was a trooper. She made it through. And then, what else this year? I had to eliminate a lot of people. out of my life. I mean, people that I really, really care for. But I realize, sometimes you just have to love people from afar. Because you spend your whole life pulling after people, you know, and, you constantly calling them and you constantly saying that, well, we should get up, we should do this, and we should do that. And if you constantly the one doing all the calling and begging and pulling, and then you realize they not return your call, they might just text, or they might say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get together," and then a whole another year have went by and you still haven't did anything together. When people show you who they are, just believe them. Some people just feel like they look at you as a friend, but they might feel like, well, they too busy for us to get together and interact, and that's fine. But I do have those friends, that um, that I, that we do get together on occasion, because like that is true. Everybody's busy. It's not the same as when you were in high school, and you ride your bike to your friend's house, or you go into the mall with your friends, and because back then we didn't have no responsibility. That's all we had was school and having fun. That's all life was about. But as you get older, you grow, you have children, and then from children you go to having grandchildren. So life changes. Life is always, every year that you get older, things are different. So I don't expect to be with my girlfriends every single day. I mean, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Especially at our age, who does that? That's just real talk, you know. But my true friends, they know who they are. My true friends, because my true friends, you can share things with them and you don't have to worry about them, like smiling in your face and talking behind your back. And your true friends are going to always be there for you, regardless of what you're going through. So all my life, I've always spent years of pulling after people, and going out my way to show people that I love them. But at the end of the day, you got to realize it takes two to have a relationship. You know, it takes two. So sometimes in life, you could say you love someone, and they could say that they love you, but people express it in different ways. My thing is, if I love someone, I'm gonna be there for you. And I've spent my life and years um, trusting people. You know, and I've always got hurt. Because that's one thing I could say about myself. When I'm friends with someone, I'm a loyal friend, regardless of who you are, whether you're a friend or family or associate. If we had a relationship, I'm loyal to you. But I've learned in life, there's so many people that claim to be someone friend, and the whole time they talking about them, they laughing in their face and smiling in their face and talking behind their back, and the other person really feel like that person is their friend. And I've seen one particular situation when someone was always defending someone that she thought really cared for her. I mean, for years, always defended that person. And little did she know the person didn't even care for her. You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to me, you, I was the one that really defended you. Because when that person talked negative about you, I had nothing to say. Because number one, I don't know nothing about you. You know, I don't. If I would, that's one thing about me. If I don't know something about someone and you try to tell me something negative about them, I'm not going to just agree with you and start spreading gossip. Because first of all, I don't even know if it's true. I don't even really know the person, so I might listen, but I'm not going to just join you and say, oh yeah, yeah, she's like this, she's like that. Because if I don't know you, there's nothing negative I can say about you. You know. So, like I said, this year really has taught me a lot, and I feel so much happier because for years I have pulled and pulled and pulled after people, just to feel love, or just to let them know that I care for them. But life is short. Life is really, really short, and I just learned that I'm not gonna spend years of my life pulling after people that show you who they are, and they really time and time again let you know that they don't care nothing about you. So that's my mindset and where I'm at right now at the moment. So you may say, what is all this about? What is real? Look, hold on for a second. This smell is just getting on my nerve. Just looking at it. Hold on for a second. You got this little thing just irritates me. Let me move this letter. It's like I keep seeing it in the camera and it's getting on my nerve. Okay. Oh, that's much better. Doesn't that look much better? Oh, I feel so much better. Okay, but anyway, um, like I said, life is what you make it. I just turned 59 years young in October. And like I said, all my life I just always, I guess with me, when I love too hard. You know, I really do. When I say I love someone, I love too hard, too much. And when I love someone, I'm loyal to that person. But I'm learning that the world isn't this way. It really isn't this way, and I've been disappointed so much. I've been disappointed for giving myself and pouring my heart out to people because that's all I know. You know, everybody was raised differently, and I was always raised to treat people the way you want to be treated. Love your neighbors. You know, do to others what you want them to do to you. And I've always tried to live my life that way. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because I have, you know, might have said something negative about somebody or spread a gossip and stuff like that. But I'm older now. You know, I'm older now, and I realize how it felt when someone did that to me. So I'm trying to be a different person. You know, but since I've regardless on my past or whatever, like I said, if it's someone that I care for, you would never hear me say nothing negative about that person. Never. Oh, excuse me. Hmm. You would never hear me say nothing negative about that person. But life had taught me that people are not that way. They're not that way. I mean, I've had situations where I've communicated with someone for years, and I really thought they was my bestie. Really thought they was my bestie. And then when they get around someone else, around their friends, or someone that they might say might feel like is more successful than you, then all of a sudden they're a different person. You know, they change up on you and they try to act differently or they try to act bougie. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I mean, who has time for that? Who has time for that? If I could have, say for example, 6 friends in one room, and I could I could consider all of them my friends, but I could love them all in different ways because they all have different personalities. You know what I'm saying? I can have 6 girlfriends, and I may love one more than I love the other, but the point is, I still love all of them. So if I love all of them, I'm not going to give it one and talk about the other. You know what I'm saying? You know, and one thing I've learned in life, um, when it comes to having friends, I would prefer um, having friends that really don't interact with my family. You know, because when you have friends that know your family and they become friends with all your family, and then all of a sudden, sometimes they might start being friends with your family member, and then your family member feel like they could gossip about you, or they feel like they can go to your friend gossiping about you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it causes a lot of conflict. Because let me see, let me think. I have 2 girlfriends that knows my family. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes um, you may feel like if you reveal something to them, you never know if they see a family member of yours, they might go back and repeat what you said. But if you have friends that don't really know your family, you really don't have to worry about that. You know, they could confide in you because I have girlfriends that confide in me about their family member, and I listen and I give them advice. But I don't know their family. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them. All that I can do is give them advice, and then vice versa. If I'm going through something with a family member and I confide in a family in a friend that doesn't know my family, I don't have to worry about them running back and repeating something that I've said because first of all, you don't even know my family. You know, so I'm just saying, with me just turning 59, I've grown so much. I've grown so much. And like I said, um, just from moving to California. California really what made me a changed person. Being straight up, California made me a changed person because I got to see how the real world is. I mean, California people are not fake. That's one thing I like about California. They're not fake. If they like you, if they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. And you'll know. They kind of like Cardi B say, if I don't like you, I ain't gonna say the word, but I don't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how California is. When I first moved to California, I had that Southern hospitality. I was always speaking to everyone. You know, hey, hi, hi, and they would walk past me and looking, like keep it moving, like I don't know you. And I'm originally from New Jersey, and that's how um, people are in New Jersey. You know, they don't walk around speaking to everybody who walk past them. You know, but moving to the South, that was all I knew. Because you know, I moved to the South when I was 15 years old, so that was all I knew was the Southern hospitality. You know, and even when I moved to California and I was doing retail work, and a lot of times I was a cashier. Sometimes I was doing customer service. Sometimes I was working in the layaway department. And every time someone would say, "Well, could you know, sometimes you go to grocery stores and you say, or you can go in a clothing store and you can say, where's this item or where's this product?" Now, a lot of times I know what's amazing when you go to grocery stores. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how do they know what aisle everything is in. You can ask for anything. You can ask for anything. I mean, are they trained to learn what every product is in every aisle? I don't care what I ask for. I could say, what aisle is the toothpaste in? You go on aisle 7. What aisle is the bread in? You go on aisle 3. And I don't care what store it is, Walmart, any grocery store. And I'm like, how do they do that? How can they remember? But then there's been times that I've been in department stores or clothing stores, and you say, "Could you let me know where your lingerie is, or whatever, whatever." That's just an example. Your sneakers, or I'm just throwing things out there, you know. And they'll say they might not say the aisle, but they might say, "You walk down this, see the aisle right here, you turn right here, you make a left," and I'm like, "Can you just show me? Can you just show me what house is?" So when I moved to California and I was doing retail work, um, a lot of the customers would always say, "You're not from here, are you?" Because if they would say, because I was working in a thrift store, so with thrift stores, those are products that, well, you know what thrift stores are, like Goodwill. People just donate different things, and we will wash them and clean them and press them, whatever, and put it out for sale. So, um, as far as things being organized, it wasn't really organized, you know. Um, it was organized, but it wasn't organized. It wasn't like a real department store. So a lot of times, if someone would say, let me use for example, just say for example, somebody say, "Do you sell sewing machines?" And if I knew we had one or two sewing machines, instead of saying, "Go down that aisle right there and make a left, and then you make a right," I would always say, "Follow me. I'll show you where it is." And they used to always say, look at me like, "Hmm?" And they would always be like, "You're not from here, are you?" And I said, "Why do you say that?" They said, "Because a lot of times when we come here, no one actually walk us to where the item is. They'll say, turn here or turn there." And they said, "So I could tell you're not from here." And I used to always be like, "Just follow me," and I would take them to where the products were or items that they were looking for. And so, and then sometimes I would be a cashier. And I remember one time, because you know how sometimes you work in these different department stores, or even if you don't work in department stores, you know how they have the hidden cameras or the glass where they can see you but you can't see them. So my manager, she was observing. I was a cashier, and she was behind this glass, and she was looking at all the cashiers, you know, to see how our work performance was. So I remember one time she called me in the office, and she said, "Poetic LadyChelle," I'm just saying that's for safety, Poetic LadyChelle. So she said, "Poetic LadyChelle, I noticed every time looking through the window, the glass. You just have all the customers laughing and joking, and you can't do that. You got to hurry up and just ring them up and get them out. And I was like, what? And I was like, to me, that's customer service. Because this generation, that's one thing I don't like. California or no matter where. The only one I could give thumbs up to is what's the name of it? Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is the only one that shows real love when you go like through drive-through. You know, they always say my pleasure and thank you and come back. I mean, I love Chick-fil-A. But these days you go through fast food drive-through restaurants. They'll hand you the food. Okay, I was taught when I was 15 and 16, I started working. I was always taught you greet the customer, and then afterwards you hand them the bag with the food in it, and you say thank you, have a nice day, please come back. These days, girl, boy, bye. Usually, if you ask for something, if you ask for extra ketchup, they just throw the ketchup in the bag. They hand you the bag, give me your change. Don't bother with saying thank you. I have to tell them thank you. Why am I telling you thank you? I'm the customer. So that's all I have known. Because like I said, I started working when I was 15, and it started off with fast food restaurant. That's all I've known. Is hospitality first, especially with being raised in the South, is that Southern hospitality. So when I moved when I moved to California, and my manager called me in the office, and she was like, we noticed with all the customers when we looking through the glass, you have them all laughing and joking. I said, well, first of all, they always ask me, am I from here? They always ask me that. They said because you don't act like the other um, employees that work here. You know, you always greet us. You always have a smile. You always, if I ask where's this, you walk us to wherever the item is. I'm walking through the aisle. I have them laughing. I'm laughing. I'm just more like a people person because that's all I know. And I told my manager when I tried to explain it to her, she said, "Well, you're in California now. You got to get the people in and out." And I told her, I said, "Well, where I'm from, that's how you bring your customers back. You know, when you act friendly, you'll bring them back. You act rude, what's gonna make them want to come back? You know." So, long story short, that's all I've known. That's all I've known is trying to show love and trying to be kind to people. But now that I'm getting older, I realize that people take advantage of that, and it's really sad. People really, really take advantage of it. And I was in a situation, I guess I would say the last month, I was in a situation, and my children kept telling me, they said, "Mom, you always try to be kind to everyone. You always try to save the world. Some people you just can't save." And my thing is, no matter what I go through in life, no matter if someone hurt me, I always try to give them a second chance. I'm always trying to, you know, feel their pain, even though their pain may be causing me pain. I try to be there for them. But my mindset now is because I've been through so much in life. I'm not gonna say I'm a changed person because I still had that personality, but I just don't put up with what I used to put up with back in the day. You know, and because like I said, for years, um, people that I really care for, people that I really love, that I had went out of my way for years supporting them, no matter what they do. I've always tried to support them, but when I look at when the tables are turned, when I need support, it's always an excuse why you can't show up, you can't be there, or just those simple things. They don't want to support you. So my mindset now is, um, I love, but I love from afar. I don't know if you say that's a good thing or bad thing, but I just don't pull after people like I used to. I just don't, you know. And I'm always, like I said, I always try to be kind to people, but after a while, you get tired. You get tired, especially when you look at your age and how much older you are. Like I said, I just turned 59. So my thing is, why should I spend the rest of my life pulling after love and pulling after friendship? You know, if you like me, show me that you like me or you love me. And if you don't, you just keep it moving. Just be real. Just be real. And like I said with myself, you know, if I realize um, that someone has hurt me, I'm trying to learn forgiveness. You know, because just like you want to you want God to forgive you, you have to be forgiven. But just because you forgive somebody, that doesn't mean that you have to be all up in their face. You got to try to hang out with them. You got to try to do this for them and do that. You know, when people, like Maya Angela said, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And sometimes people have shown me who they are for years, and I gave them 2 and 3 or 4 chances. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to play like I've never done nothing wrong, because I know people have gave me a lot of chances. And like I said, but I'm a changed person. I'm a different person now. You know, so if people want to look at your past and be like, sometimes people look at your past and they always trying to say, well, she always doing this. She always doing, like, I'm gonna use this for example. I had a problem of always being late. I was always late for everything. You know, and my excuse was, and it was an excuse, but it wasn't an excuse. But when my ex-husband and I divorced, you know, I was raising 4 children. So really, it really was hard. You know, if I had appointments or events I had to be at, I was always late. Always coming in 15, 20 minutes late. But when I moved to California, things was different, because I've always had a car since I was at the age of 16. But when I moved to California, I was scared to drive it. I was scared to drive out there because that was the big city, you know. And they don't play out there. When the light turned green, you better go. If you walking, you better hurry and get across that street when the light turned green. So I was kind of nervous about driving in California. So I drove. I always drove. I had my license since the age of 16. And then when I moved to California, I stopped driving. And so I had no other choice but to be on time, because I was always taking the train. They called it the BARC out there. I was always taking the BARC to like LA or San Francisco and things like that. You can be late if you want to. You're gonna see that train going past. Look, if you ride public transportation, you could be trying to run and look cute. You're gonna see that bus go past. So I had no other choice but to learn how to be on time. So where I'm getting at, long story short, people look at your past and they be like, now that I've relocated back home. Sometimes people always, when they get in front of other people, they always try to say, she always late, she always late. I'm like, girl, bye, don't even try, because it's in me now. I'm used to being on time, because when I was in California, if I knew I had a spoken word event to be at, or I had to be at a modeling agency, I knew I had to be there at that time. And I knew that bus wasn't going to wait on me. I knew that train wasn't going to wait on me. So I knew I had to be on time. So that's one good thing that came from me living in California, is I don't have an issue with that now as far as being on time, especially when you dependent on someone picking you up or whatever. I don't have that issue anymore. So that's the only thing that gets me upset when I say people look at your past, because they may get around someone that doesn't, that's all they knew, is that you had that reputation of being late. And then when someone come to visit that's from out of town, like a family member or a friend, they try to use that same thing. She gonna be late. She's always late. I'm like, girl, bye. That's old. That's old. I don't have that reputation anymore, because first of all, I don't have any no small children with me. I'm by myself. I don't have an excuse for being late. And like I said, living in California, I learned to be on time because I depend on public transportation, and I depend on the train, riding the train or Amtrak and things like that. So I knew I couldn't be late. Because if I had to be at a spoken word event at a certain time and I missed that train and they depended on me getting on that stage at a certain time, I'm going to just miss me performing because I'm late. So I had to learn when I was in California. So I hate when people try to use that same thing. She's always late. I'm like, don't try to play me. But that's what you call fake people, because real people in your life, they know your reputation now, and they're not going to try to use something in your past against you. So the point I'm trying to get across, um, people do change. People do change, and so when a person have changed, you have to respect them for that and acknowledge it. But then you have those people that had a past, and then you look at them now, they never changed. They might have done things to hurt someone, but that's the person they still are now. You know, you hurt that person forgave you, but in your heart, you still don't like the person, and you still talk about them. Even though you did them dirty and they forgave you, you still talk junk about them. Or you can have a past where you have hurt other people, but you still hurt people. Like they said, hurt people. So you might have told someone a thousand things you have done in the past to hurt people, but if you're still hurting people, you're still that same person. You know what I'm saying? So the moral of this story is things change, people change. And I'm glad I'm a changed person now because the new year's coming up. Oh, my arms getting tired. I'm trying to hold this selfie stick. It's a new year, and my goals are, like I said, number one, I'm gonna start working out. Um, I'm not really that big. I weigh 135 pounds, but I do want to get toned. So that's number one on my list. And then also, I want to start back writing because I'm a spoken word artist. Since I've um, relocated from California, I'm not doing the things that I used to do when I was in California. I'm mainly just spending time with my family and friends. And I want to get back into the arts, um, being an entertainer, performing, writing, songwriting, spoken words, and like I said, with modeling, when I was in California, I was a freelance model. You know, I was called for different events. You know, the model, and I want to get back into modeling, and like I said, writing, and I want to really appreciate and acknowledge my friends, my true friends, and you know who you are. You know who you are. One day I give all of you a shout out. That'll be in another video. But you know who you are. So this is Poetic LadyChelle. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I hope you follow me on my new journey of life. Follow me and support me. Feel free to share my videos. And I would like to thank, because there's so many artists that have inspired me um, since I was a child. You know, the number one that inspired me as a child was my Uncle George Clinton. Um, he inspired me as a child, and to this day, he still inspired me. You know, because if it weren't for the corona, even though he said he was retired, I guarantee he would still be on the road, on the road again. So he's one of my greatest inspirations. And then also Michael Jackson. Oh, Michael Jackson, I've loved him ever since I was like 5, because I think when he started performing, he was like 7 or 8. So he's another one of my greatest inspirations. Janet. I've always loved Janet. I've always loved Janet and Michael. I still love Janet. I still love both of them. And then also Prince. Prince was one of my another one of my big a great entertainer, and have inspired me throughout the years. Um, I really love his music too. I have a lot of story time playlists about Prince and my Uncle George Clinton and Janet Jackson. So check out my playlist. And then also Whitney Houston. But it's just so sad that all the ones that I loved that inspired me are gone. The only one that's still here is Janet. Just Janet and my Uncle George Clinton. What I'm talking about. But Michael and Prince and Whitney, they're gone, and they really inspired me. But their music will live forever in my heart. And then a new artist who really inspired me is Beyonce. I love Beyonce. Yeah, she really inspired me. She do her thing. All my life, I've always wanted to dance like Janet Jackson, and I took up dance lessons. And my sisters always called me Rhythmless Nation, because it was like I had two left foot, two left feet. anyway, everybody have a gift. Everybody have different gifts. Some people could dance. Some people are singers, and I'm a spoken word artist. So stay tuned. I'm gonna start pulling my poems out of the vault. Cause like I said, when I was in California, I was doing my thing. Let me show you my CD cover. If I was in California, this probably would have been released. Poetic LadyChelle. Can you see you guys? Hold on. Poetic LadyChelle. When I came home, I was so hyped. And I'm gonna try to release this sometime next year. Just like I said, when I was in California, I was performing. I had 7 tracks on here. If I was in California, I probably would have released it. But I came home and got kind of comfortable. But I want to get back into my spoken word, so hopefully you guys will love and support my channel. Feel free to share my videos. And I'm going to start within the next couple of months performing my spoken words. I just have a few things I have to work on, and then I'm going to start sharing my spoken words. So love you guys, and thanks for hearing a little bit about myself, Poetic LadyChelle. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Peace. Love you guys.